Like, I sometimes wear my mommy's nightgowns and my mommy's shoes. And sometimes I put on my Wonder Woman bathing suit. And sometimes I make myself look like a fairy or a bad witch.
For Halloween, I might get into a ghost outfit, and then I'd say, "Hey, Mom, how do I look? Is this a good..." Or I might walk around and I might find this funny person. He looks like a zombie wearing this white headband, or he might have had his nose plastered. That's a kind of one. He might have had his face plastered to make it look different. That's a little more, you know. And I'd say, "What are you doing?" He said, "Well, I just put on to make me look different."
Like if you have like a face that, like if you're a bank robber or something, if you have a face that somebody's going to recognize, like if they have a warrant out for you or something, like a reward like of money or something for you, if they catch you, then like they put it, like they have like masks, or you can buy them at a toy store, like you put fake mustache on and all that, and then you won't look like your regular thing, so you can go ahead and rob all the banks you want and they won't even recognize you.
It's when two people love each other and they hug each other and stuff, and they like go to school with each other and they dance at parties with each other and stuff like that. They do anything together, go to movies together. Yeah, that's it.
That means to kiss and hug and make love.
It's like when somebody they go on the boat and they go into the big like balcony and like they say I love you and I love you. Like, this is, or like on the table it's candlelight dinner and music, something like that.
It is to have fun. Not to be locked in, not to be central in one space. Okay, well, say for instance there's a person and he's really working hard, like somewhat like a slave, and he's really working hard and he's doing all these other things, and then all of a sudden the boss says, "Okay, you can quit," and the man's like, hooray, I don't have to work anymore.
You, like, say you're out there in this market, okay? And you see something, a gigantic sign says, so that means you go up to a cash register and say, how much does this cost? It doesn't know the price. And they say, "Oh, I'm sorry, but this is," and they say, "Thank you, because I don't have to spend any money, not even a penny."
If you have an ice cream cone or a lollipop or some kind of candy that, you can lick by yourself, and someone else wants a lick, and you already had a lick, and you look at after them, you're passing a disease.
A is like your spit, and your spit is kind of like a like you can catch other people's even when you're kissing, and sometimes it kind of gets along to other people and can make other people sick.
A is a microorganism. My cousin is a microbiologist. It is a very small microorganism that sometimes causes colds.
It's a part of the body of everybody. If you didn't have them, you'd be flopping around on the floor. You wouldn't be able to stand up. You'd be... And you couldn't control yourself because you need something to hold you up that's stiff, which makes your legs and arms move.
It's like bones that hang around in creepy places with the head. You see the head bones and the chin bones and the like a lot of bones, and especially the feet bones are funny looking, and the arm kinds are really funny.
It's something like it is, like a pirate ship bones, you know what I mean? Well, let's say if I'm on an X-ray, and I stand up real straight like this, and they taking the X-ray, and they take it, and then my bones on my show, and the spine on the back shows too.
It's like when you say something that you're really not supposed to. Oh gosh, stupid. There's one word that I should not say at all. Not even on TV. My mom would kill me.
Well, that's if somebody put something very bad on you, and it could be voodoo. And you might have a voodoo doll. So if they take a needle and they stick it right into any part of you, then you would go, ow!
When somebody really doesn't like you, they put like sometimes in storybooks they like put an evil spell on you. Something to like keep, like if you go to like old folks' place or something, they have it so that like nobody can sneak in there, get in there and maybe hurt the old folks or something. They have that, and they're just like around the main gate, and they make sure nobody gets in there that's not supposed to, and they usually have a little thing where you can call in, and then they'll let you in because you called, and like if you're coming to see your grandparents or something.
Well, it's like Medicare. That's a form of it. And you need a number, of it to, and you need you need a card with a number on it, which is
your card for that to be on commercials and stuff like that. I don't need one to get on that game, to get on this game show. Luckily, I don't have one. And Reagan's budget cuts made prices go up for it. So now old people have to pay more for it. Well, it's like when you're getting old and they won't let you work anymore. When you retire, you have to live on this certain kind of money. It's like a bank account, but it isn't really. It's like the government gives you this money.
Say, I've seen this one done before. There's this blade, the guy has to stick his head through. The guy has this basket, there's the carrot at the bottom, moves it over, moves it back, moves it over, moves it back, puts it under the carrot, and then he drops the blade, and it looks like it's going to cut off the girl's head, but he drops the blade, and it cuts the carrot, and the carrot falls into the basket. And she comes out, and her head is all together.
Here, you see this nickel in my hand? And I would say, yeah. I'm going to make a fist like this. And he would say, blow on it. And I would blow, and if the nickel wasn't there, I would say, wow, and I would really like it.
This is something people do this to entertain people. They make things disappear, reappear. They pour a glass of milk into newspaper and it'll disappear, nothing will come out.
The universe is in it. It's a black, vast, endless place with no air and no gravity. Our Earth and the sun are floating in it, and as I said, rocket ships travel in it, and man is trying to explore it and find if there are other beings other than the things on Earth living out there. I'm pretty long-winded.
It's up in the sky, and it's got all different planets. And you actually see the stars in the night where it is. The moon's there. Usually in the daytime, the sun is there too. But you can never find out if it is there or not, unless you take the rockets.
It's a place that has stars and planets. The moon is one planet, Jupiter is another one. Skylab's up there, Germans go.
Okay, if you have a sister or a brother, an older brother, and he's like 5 years older than you, and say he really thought he was so great, you'd say, get my book, get my shirt, get my studying work, get me a pencil, get me a brush, he'd push you around a lot, and you wouldn't like it too much.
It's a person that labors really hard. For somebody who's lazy and and doesn't want to do anything but sit down. Well, they come from Poland and places like that.
Like when you've got these chains on and you've been trapped by somebody else and you have to start digging or move all these carts with heavy stuff and all that. And like you dig for diamonds like in some caves or something and you like dig for other stuff and then they put it on the carts and you have to try and pull them or push.
This means like when Bruce Lee died, he swore to get the people that killed him, that were planning to kill him. Like, it's a theory that he's working as a farmer in Japan. He'll come back as a fighter in like 5 more years, and he'll kill the people that killed him. Like when he had a heart attack, which was made by the people that didn't like him. They put a little stuff that made you not breathe, and he couldn't breathe. And then the heart stopped pumping, and he died.
You want to get back at someone. You want to kill them. They did something that you don't like, and you want to give them a taste of their own medicine. You want to give it to them.
Say somebody punched me in the face one day at school. If I went back and socked him in the face the next day, I would get that word on him.
Well, you use this on a very special occasion. Well, some people have enough money to wear these every day. It usually has slacks, of a sports jacket, and a vest, and it's usually in pinstripes, checkers, black, blue, and a lot of men wear them to work if they have a very important job.
Well, people wear them to weddings. Actually, men wear them. Only men. And it's mostly black and white with tails. I mean, like coat tails. And at marriages, the groom wears one, and he sticks a coronation in it, and some have V-necks. It's a piece of clothing. Some have 2 pieces, a shirt and pants, and some just have a shirt.
Women wear gowns on special occasions and things, and men usually wear a fancy outfit that has a tie and a jacket and pants, and usually it's black pants, a black jacket, and a black tie and a white blouse. And they wear, not all the time, but sometimes they wear a top hat and carry a black cane with a gold top.
Well, it's like you're happy. You jump up and down. Like in my mom's Jubilee, when they win a door prize, they jump up and down. Up, and down, down, down. And then they really get so excited. They scream, they yell. Like on Family Feud, when they already win some money, they jump up and down.
Well, it's like you're really happy at yourself for doing something. You know, you think you're so good, but it's not conceited and it's not vain. It's sort of a good form of that.
Maybe you passed a test in school and that was a very hard test and you feel very happy for yourself.
It's like you met somebody in high school and you really liked them and you thought you would really want to get married to them because you didn't like any of the other boys in the school. And you could ask them if you wanted to get married. And he said, sure, or she. And he has to go to the church and ask permission if he could have one.
Say I was sitting in a train and there was like this much room between me and my friend, and this big fat guy came along and sat right there, and we were really squeezed up against the wall and we had no room, and we really couldn't wait until we got off, and we were so squished up, and we were trying to get up, but we were too tightly packed in to get up. And so we finally got up, and we were like, and we looked down on ourselves, and we were like 3 times smaller.
It's like when you have a romance or you go out on a date that you've never met this, like you really don't know this guy enough, but then it's like either love at first sight or puppy love. It's another word where you really like this guy, but you don't know if he really likes you. That's your problem, but you really like him.
If somebody does something very special, like if they win the Olympics, let's say, they get a prize, and that prize is called this word. If they run the fastest, they get one because they were so good at it. And it's usually a cup or something, gold or silver. In second place, it's usually silver, or it could just be a toy because you were good.
My first name is Umut and my last name is Topjiolo. And it's when somebody's wanted, and to catch him, like they give you, if you catch him, they give you money and or gold and all, or a fortune or something, or maybe it's something like that. And when you catch a bad person, they give something to you, something that's worth something. And like even if you but there's only one thing, like if you're a crook and you turn yourself in, they don't give it to you.
It's something like if you lose your dog, you can and they put a sign up and say lost dog, and then you like there's a little thing of money that they'll give you if you find the lost dog.
that means, like, they can't work anymore. Like, it's something like the boss says that you're fired. You can't work here anymore. Never come back. And, or sometimes when you quit, you say, I don't want to work here anymore. I want to be gone. I don't want to work here anymore. But if the boss says you must stay, you have to keep on saying what you want to say to him. And sometimes your friends, like, they keep on telling you, I want you to stay. But you always say to them, I want to be gone. I want to go away from here. I don't like it. I just don't like it. And if they keep on telling you, then you should just leave them alone. Keep them with their feelings, not yours.
It's something like when they're very tired of this certain job, they want to get another job because it started getting boring after this point, and they say they don't really want to quit because this is a good job, but they are tired of this job. That's it.
When you're about 60 years old, you might say, I've been in this job for 60 years. Well, I've been in this job for 40 years, at least, because you can't. Well, if somebody says I've been in this job for 20 years, I'm finally getting a little tired of this. He might say, I quit. He wouldn't exactly say it in that manner, but he'd say, I'm tired, I'm old, I want to take a rest from this job. Goodbye. And he'd walk out and he'd sit down in his chair and take a rest for the rest of his life.
Or like, say there's just a dark place and it's real dark inside, lots of spider webs, and I say I would go in there for $1 million. Like, you would. No, you would. I would go in there.
It's something like this. You live in a kingdom, and there are several dragons outside the kingdom, and every day they steal ladies out of the kingdom and eat them, and somebody goes off and tries to fight the dragons, then the person who does go off to fight the dragon is this. You have to get into a club, but by getting into that club you have to do something. A dare. You have to walk around a haunted house with walk. You can't run. And if anything bad comes out, you still have to walk. And one person says, I don't want to do it, I'm scared, and he runs away, and all the others do it, but one stays, and he says, I'm not chicken, I'll do it, and he walks all the way around the house and comes back and says, now I'm in the club, and I'm the only one. He was...
People, it's like a fight over lands. People want to control things. They want to have a lot of land so they can build up their environment, and in the old days they had kings, but now they don't. They just have presidents and other people, Republicans.
When the one country fights against itself, it can be caused by different things. By people that don't like kings, by people that don't like democracy, by people that don't like republicancy. It doesn't just include regular people in blank, soldiers fight, not only regular people.
It's a war, like, say, one's happening in Poland right now. And one happened between the Americans and the British in 1775-76. It's actually a war, but it's a war for freedom. Like one country revolts against another.
Something that's above your legs and your arms are attached to it, and your neck is, and your belly button is on it, and it's opposite of your back.
It's like a thing that comes from a boat, and you'd put it down to stop it. And it uses that, so if you want to fish, you throw it so the boat won't move. It's a really heavy thing. It is a food that it's usually in strips, and before it's made, it is straight, hard, and when you cook it, then it goes in all different ways, but it's still a line, and you need a fork to get it, and you wrap your fork around it, and it comes with a sauce. Usually has tomato sauce.
It means that someone doesn't have any hair, and they don't have and there's no hair. They just have their head, and there's no hair.
It's a frozen person that doesn't move. It doesn't do anything. It just stays there when it's frozen in a position. And it could be any color. It could be a person, an animal. Could be anything that's frozen in its place. Could be made of metal.
Something like, something like when you're real nervous and your face turns real red and you start, laughing a lot, and you're real shy.
This is the back of a train that is red, that people stand at, like at freight cars, and people live in it. They watch over everything in the train.
It's a certain dance that the French has started, and you usually have to be very graceful, and it's not very easy to do because it takes years and years to be able to do. Usually a place in the city to see it is in Lincoln Center.
Let's say you did something bad to somebody, like you tricked them or you made them hurt themselves or something. You could go up to them and you could
Like say, I'm sorry.
Well, we have some in ourselves, and dogs sometimes chew on some. But those that the dogs chew on are not ours. They're an animal's, like cows or something. It's something that's very heavy, and it's usually red, and it's made to build walls with, and usually there's lots of them in the walls.
That you put in the refrigerator, and it's one big, it's like rectangular shape, and it's you usually melt it on sometimes popcorn. You add salt to it, and that's.
It is something that floats in the sky. It's white. It can be fluffy or dark. It can be black. It can cause rain, snow, or good weather.
Lots of kinds of animals lay them, and then it hatches, and like little baby chickens, or say a little baby of that animal, what the mother laid, it'd have a little baby.
When a caterpillar is almost ready to turn into a butterfly, it builds sort of something like a home to rest in.
It's a little place where it's a special place in your house, and it's a little, you keep all your old stuff up there that you don't use anymore. And people like to go up there when they're feeling sad or something and they want to get away from other people.
This is when you want to get married, except you don't want your parents to know about it. So you run away and get married, and nobody knows about it. And then maybe when you're older and you know your parents would be angry at you, you come back.
It's a car that's run by that's owned by a certain company, and they hire a driver for it, and it takes people to where they want to go when they flag it down, and it has a meter in it. It is one of the smallest things on Earth. It is not living, nor is it dead. It's moving, but it's not dead, nor is it alive, as I already said. It makes up a molecule, many of them. It contains protons, neutrons, and and I don't think it contains very much more. A big round thing that when you have, you could blow one of these. It's round, and if you have a lot of them, you can get big ones, and you can make little ones. And if somebody sticks their finger in, it will pop with it, and if something real sharp cut it, it pop.
It means like sometimes people will have like money and they'll give the fake money to the people, and then they'll get the real money, and then the people find out it's fake, and then they'll have to go like finding the robbers or whatever, and then they'll be put in jail because that's illegal to make fake money.
It's something that elders might drink, and it's brown, and it's hot, and they can put milk, sugar, and cream in it sometimes if they don't like it just plain, and sometimes they just have it black.
It is a rock that can be polished. It grinds the stone to make it shine, to see the bottom of the stone, not the top. It is a jewel. It's like glass that is shaped in a special way.
It means you move your jaws up and down with the food in your mouth. You use your molars to do this. You go.
This is, some people might call them a feathery friend. It's usually a greenish color with a yellow or orange beak, usually orange. It has a flat tail that curves up sometimes, and it flaps its wings but can't fly very well. It has webbed feet, and it can swim in the water, and it has babies that can swim as soon as they're born almost.
Someone in your class that tells you all the words and you read with them, and if you don't know a word, they explain it to you. And they give you words in a spelling test, and they're much taller than you are and older. It's something that you can get usually in lots of different flavors, and they have it with lots of things in it like sugar and chocolate chips, and you can buy them at a bakery where you can, usually you have a little jar to put them in, and sometimes they come in packages. It's in the earth. I'm not quite sure if it's fumes or something like that, but it's in the earth, and if you try to jump really high, you're not going to just stay up there. The earth is going to pull you back down again. Like on the moon, there isn't much of it. I remember one of the astronauts hit a golf ball on the moon and never found it.
It's something that dogs wear to keep fleas off sometimes. And they put it around their necks. And cats wear them too sometimes. And that's about all I know about them.
It's in space, and it's very big, and it doesn't have any people on it, and there's no plants, and some are near the sun, and some are very far from the sun, and they circle around the sun.
Well, it's another word for someone who's young. It's just not very young. Usually from probably 12 to 15, around there, where you're just starting dates, and it's a very specific word. it tells you exactly what age you're in. And you're usually just starting either 6th grade or high school. So it's a very hard time being in this age.
This is something that is in the ocean. It'll come up swirling, and when it breaks the beach, it'll just break and come up, and it'll fall back down.
It's like a sea animal. It has like 8 arms, I think, and it has little things on its arms, so if it touches you, that you can't get loose, and you try to pull free, but it holds you. Something like suckers, and they hold you real tight. Sometimes it's dangerous.
It's big. It's shaped like an egg. It usually has black stripes. When you cut it open, there's red inside, black seeds, and there's small white seeds. It's usually pretty big and weighs a lot, and it usually gets you very messy.
Well, like, it's written on a piece of stone. There are things that you shouldn't do and some things that you should do.
Something that kings and queens and princesses and I forgot what the other one is called, and they wear, and they're gold, and sometimes they might have diamonds on them. Something that crawls around the earth, and it's real slimy, and you use them for fishing, and you use them, and some people like to play with them, like let them swarm around your fingers or something.
I don't think there's really such thing as, but on Valentine's Day, they say he shoots an arrow into you and you fall in love with someone, the first person you meet, the first person you see, you fall in love with them.
There's no such thing as them, but they say that if you find the lamp and you rub it, and then the thing comes out, and then you get like 3 wishes or so, and they really give you the 3 wishes.
This word means something you would put a letter in to send in the mail, as you would put a stamp on it, and you have to lick it to make it close perfectly.
They're things that come from a potato, and they strip them in like little long strips, and sometimes they're kind of like swervy a little bit, and some people like to put ketchup and salt on them.
Some people believe in them, some people don't, and in the Bible it says that he created man, and he created plants and trees and the sky and light and dark.